Hi guys, morning to you. I thought I'd do something different today. I thought we're so serious on defending Elvis. I thought let's have a bit of a fun topic. It's a normal topic. So Elvis's cook, she obviously married Jenkins. She looked after Elvis and found a few of her interviews. I haven't really watched many of her interviews. I have sort of been reading Nancy Rook's book, which we will start reading again soon, but not Mary Jenkins. Pretty sure Elvis bought Mary Jenkins a house. She still lives. She still lives in that house. Is she still alive, guys? I'm not actually sure. Is Mary Jenkins still around? I don't know. Please put it in the comments. So I don't think I've watched this video in its entirety. I think I've watched clips of it. So we're going to just find a few different Mary Jenkins things. Let me just get the chat up. So let's have a look. I might have to just log into the chat. Here we go. It's working now. Okay. Right. The chat is up. Let me just look. Just get the chat up. Okay. Let's just get this up. Woo. Okay. Here we go. I'm pretty sure we're on defending Elvis. Might not be. Harvey De Niro. Hi, Louis. Can you see me here? Yes, I can. Where are you, my friend? Harvey De Niro. Welcome to Team Elvis. Welcome to my channel, Defending Elvis. We're just going to have a chat. We're going to play some clips of Mary Jenkins, and we're just going to go from there, really. Hi, Karen. It's early in the morning. I've just had a coffee. I just thought instead of doing the real serious stuff, defending Elvis, I thought we'd just chill together. All right, you're in London. Yeah, I think, Harvey, have you been on before? I think you have, haven't you? Harvey, have you been on before? Let me know something about you, Harvey. Harvey De Niro Presley. That's interesting. That's interesting. You obviously are an Elvis fan, of course. Do you have your own YouTube channel, my friend? Okay, right. So we're just giving it a couple of minutes to see if anyone else wants to join us. England is freezing. I bet you do. Let me just quickly get you up, Harvey. You do the Elvis tribute singing. Yeah. Let me get. Are you on, Harvey? Are you on YouTube? I'm just having a little look now, my friend. Are you aware of our channel? Is this the first time you've been on, my friend? Or are you aware of our channel that we're every day? All right, so you are on YouTube. Let's have a look. Okay, let me have a look for you so I can subscribe to you. Right, I got you. Harvey, I found you. Let's have a look. Yeah, I found you, Harvey. Brilliant. Harvey, do you want me to... Let me get my stamp. Harvey, would you like me to play one of your songs? Harvey, would you like me to play one of your songs? We've got all morning, my friends. We can quickly play one of your songs if you'd like me to. Come on, let's play a song of Harvey. Now, Harvey, we have two channels. One is Defending Elvis Presley. Let's have a look. One is Defending Elvis Presley, and one is Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Yeah, we'll play a bit of your song, just a little bit of it, just to introduce you, and then we're going to start. we're covering Mary Jenkins a little bit today. So let's just say hello to Harvey. Devil in Disguise, okay. Let's see if I can scroll down to it. 1 second. So how far down are we? Are we going to be able to find it? Let's have a look. Me singing Devil in Disguise. There we go. Are we ready? But okay, my friends. Now, I don't know how well you know our channel, Harvey, but every day we defend Elvis and Lisa against all the wrongdoing, all the lies that are said about Elvis every day. We want the world to know the true Elvis, the real Elvis. So also we have another channel called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, which is an Elvis channel on YouTube that also cares about our health. So 2 different channels, but Defending Elvis is quite a serious channel. But today I thought, let's do something lighthearted. Let's talk about Mary Jenkins. Okay, so here we go. Right, here we go, guys. There you are, guys. Just a little introduction to Harvey De Niro Presley, his YouTube channel. He obviously is a fan. Well done, Harvey. That was excellent. Nice to meet you, my friend. Nice to meet you. Right, so let's get on with topic. We always love to welcome new people to Team Elvis. We are called Team Elvis. That's what we're called here. We love anything Elvis. Right, so let's start playing Mary Jenkins. What we're going to do, we're going to stop and start it, and we're going to review, just talk about Mary Jenkins. I'm still learning, yeah? It says here, let me just have a look. The early episodes from Joan Rivers' daytime talk show featured the chef of Elvis Presley sharing her thoughts. Let's do it.
There. He said, Daisy, he said, would you like to have a car? She said, I sure would, Mr. Elvis. He said, well, that's your car right there. And she thanked him, and she run and picked him up off of the ground.
She picked him up?
Picked him up.
Daisy must have been some heifer.
And she had a wig on. Yeah. She had a wig on, and the wig fell off. And he looked down. He said, Daisy, your wig done fell off. She said, well, I don't care. And she just went to jumping him up, just jumping. And then he asked me. He said, Mary, he said, would you like to have a car? I said, I sure would. He said, well, that's your car. That white one there is yours. I said, oh, thank you. I said, that's something I never had given to me. I said, I never had anything given to me.
So what happened when he was trying to diet? Because he loved food.
Well, he would just stay up in his...
So just so you know, guys, I'm not a big fan of Joan Rivers. I think Joan Rivers literally is annoying. But we're just going to see how she questions Mary Jenkins. Of course, Joan Rivers will call him fat and mention drugs and say all the negative stuff. But Mary Jenkins is a great Elvis defender. So she, in her own way, defends Elvis. Let's listen to it, guys.
This room, and he wouldn't come out.
And would you stick with the diets, or did you cheat with him?
No,
I heard he cheated.
wasn't. I tried to cheat with him at one time. His doctor told us, "Now we want y'all to help us to keep him on a diet." And we did. I fixed his tray that morning and carried it upstairs to him and sit it down and ran back out the door right quick. By the time I got back downstairs, he called. He said, "Mary," he says, "come up here a minute." I know what he wanted. He said, "Who signing your checks?" I said, "Well, you're signing them, Mr. Elvis." He said, "Well, I want my breakfast like I've been getting it every morning."
Were you there the day he died?
No, I was working at night. The night cook was off sick.
So you worked the night before he died?
Yes.
All right, well, let's talk about that right after we come back.
All right.
All right? We'll be right back after this commercial.
So I'm interested to know, actually, just exactly what the questions and answers are. I don't think I've watched this. I'm going to dig around, see what else we can find. Karen has just said, I'm not a fan. She loves all the drama and trying people to spill the dirt. Yes, you're obviously talking about Joan Rivers. She's a pain in the ass. So I've seen quite a few of Joan's interviews relating to Elvis. I don't like what she says. Don't like it. Now remember, this is defending Elvis Presley. Everything we do here is from the point of view of defending Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. Yeah. So I will jump in and react. Okay, guys? Here goes. I've never watched this.
We are back, and we are talking with Elvis Presley's maid and chef, Mary Jenkins. Where were you? Were there the night before he died? Did you have any clue that he was so ill and so rational?
Well, no more than he told me that he just wanted to rest. He didn't have anything to eat that night. And he just wanted to rest.
What do you think of...
So, right, so is she, I'm still learning, guys. So has she just said that the night Elvis passed away that he didn't eat? Is that true?
All the things they say, like, Elvis is alive. Right?
Well,
everyone now says they see Elvis.
I would like to say to everybody that is listening today that he is dead. And that is sure.
Yeah, so don't forget, I'm not sure what year this was done, but in the 80s, it was pretty big news that Elvis was still alive, and millions believed Elvis was still alive and that his death was fake and conspiracy here and there and everywhere. So you do see quite a lot of different people that grew up with Elvis ask the same question. Is Elvis still alive? Obviously, we know Elvis did die, of course. But many of these, Elvis's ex-girlfriends, many of the Memphis Mafia, many of the friends, ex-staff, cooks, even Nancy Rooks, at some point have been asked the question, is Elvis still alive? And they all say, I'm sorry, guys, I know he's dead. Like, one example is Linda Thompson. She puts it very clearly in one of her interviews in the late 70s. Look, I know everyone wishes he was still alive, but I'm sorry, guys, he did die. Then you've got Larry Geller. He says it. Look, I know he passed. I did his hair. Yeah. Ready for the funeral. So, it does keep coming up. It's a bit shocking when people, I personally think it's pretty shocking, when people think that Elvis is still alive, but I sort of understand it as well. Conspiracy theories have always been very popular all through the 70s, 80s, 90s. Even now, even the youngsters of today, you ask teenagers of today, they might say, they'll make a joke of it. Oh yeah, come on, he never died. He's still alive. Yeah. It's just all part of the fun, isn't it? But he passed, guys. He passed. So Harvey said, I'm not a pro singer, but must be going to sing in a cabaret bar in Marbella in the summer. Wow. Sounds fun to me, my friend. Yeah, he did. We do talk about the history of Elvis a lot on this channel, Defending Elvis. We have another channel called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. And that one also talks about diet. So we talk about our health and living in a healthy way, as well as Elvis. I think Elvis felt not quite right. Yes, I heard a few stars say he wasn't hungry the night before. Yeah, Karen, it's the first time I've heard it. Yes, I want to get fitter. Elvis Presley fan. I eat very well, but I'm 56. Birthday next week. The 15th of February, day after Valentine's Day. So will you be 56 or 57, Nicola? So you know I'm 57, yeah? I'm 57 years old. Let's keep going, guys.
For sure, different ones call and ask me things like that, is he dead? But he is dead.
Did you go to the funeral? I heard it was they ripped, the fans took everything.
Yes,
wasn't it a circus?
Yes, I was there. You know, they had the funeral at the house. They had the bodies alive there in their state for 3 days.
What about his temper, Mary?
His temper.
I heard he had
yeah, but he was just a normal person. And he would get angry just like you or I.
He was a normal person. He would get angry just like you and I. He put his pants on one leg at a time. Come on. Elvis was just a normal guy, grew up in Tupelo, and eventually moved to Memphis. The rest is history, isn't it? He's just a normal man. And I think if you really look at the way Elvis lived, like this morning we read chapter 8 of The Faith of Elvis, written by Billy Stanley. He was a normal guy with an amazing talent and a beautiful man. That's the truth of it. With an extremely good heart. With an extremely good heart. So is that Leanne? Leanne, have you been on before? Leanne Hill, welcome. So I think Harvey just said that he's got a lot of personal items that belong to Elvis Presley, a Polaroid pics, etc. Now, Harvey, we have a Facebook page called Defending Elvis Presley. On that Facebook page, there is a chat that you can join on Facebook Messenger, and you can share your possession pictures. You can post them and you can chat with Team Elvis. So if you join Defending Elvis Presley on Facebook, then click on the chat button. That takes you into the messenger, and then we can all chat and you can share your pictures. So I bought them from a huge fan who went to Graceland after his death and bought some belongings from his family and sold me some items. Wow, they must be worth a lot of money, my friend. Don't worry about typing mistakes. Don't worry, my friend. Elvis said it took him a lot to get angry. Hi, Pat. How are you this morning? Elvis kept his humor all the time. That is very true. It shows that he treated his staff like family. Okay, let's keep going.
What about the wives? The wife, Priscilla, which I think was the stablest part of his whole life.
He really...
Look, I got to disagree with that. 1 second, guys. I just want to shut the door. 1 second. But the stablest part of his life, my God, what is that? That is ridiculous. Right, just a second, guys. Okay. There you go. Sorry, guys. It's freezing. I wanted to shut the door. And I'm back. Right. Let me just check your comments. So straight away, Joan Rivers is like, Priscilla Presley is the most stable part of his life is so wrong. So wrong. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing really well, Pat. Thank you. Right. So I need to, I need to respond to that comment. I'm going to rewind it, pause it, and then talk about it. Right. Are we ready? When she mentions Priscilla, don't forget, we do this from the point of view of defending Elvis, because we are on the channel defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We also defend Lisa and all of the bloodlines, so Riley, Finley, and Harper, okay?
Get angry just like you or I.
What about the wives? The wife, Priscilla, which I think was the stablest part of his whole life.
Now remember, guys, yeah, Joan Rivers was friends with Priscilla. Yeah, that's one thing I did learn through all my little bit of research. So secretly, she has a different agenda to making Priscilla look good, look like the victim. Priscilla has always been made to look like the victim and Elvis the bad guy. So when she says the most stable part of his life, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. We know about the unfaithfulness. Now, Harvey, you may be slightly surprised, but when we talk about Priscilla, we expose the wrongdoing. We don't hate Priscilla. We just are upset with the amount of wrongdoing that she has done towards Elvis, towards Lisa Marie, towards the family, towards Gracelands, towards Elvis Presley Enterprises, in the divorce settlement. I could go on and on. There's many things that we discuss here. Now, she has just said that Priscilla was the most stable part of Elvis's life. This is so far from the truth. The amount of wrongdoing that happened to Elvis once Elvis married Priscilla, unfaithfulness, serious money grabbing, and many other things. So you know, Harvey. I'm not going to go into it all now, but that comment that Joan Rivers just said, I completely disagree with. Let's see how Mary Jenkins answers the comment.
He really loved Priscilla, and she loved him.
And after the divorce, he then went with Linda
Thompson.
Uh-huh. Do you think...
Let me just pause this. She really loved Priscilla, and Elvis really loved him. Now, I've always thought this, and I think a few of you think this. Remember, Priscilla, once she took over everything, don't forget, Priscilla at a certain point owned everything. She, on behalf of Lisa Marie, we know this, yeah? So I've always said this. Many of the Memphis Mafia, many of the people like Mary Jenkins, people that really needed Priscilla's permission to do anything, to write books, literally to do anything, because she was the head of Gracelands, basically. So everyone is very careful how they talk about Priscilla. Even Charlie Hodge, when I listen to him, he's one of the most loyal of Elvis's friends. They're very careful how they talk about Priscilla because they don't want to get in trouble. Priscilla is a very powerful person. At the time of this interview, 1989, Priscilla was running the show. Priscilla was almighty powerful. So everybody was scared to talk about Priscilla in a negative way in case there were problems. They kept Priscilla in their good books. So she quickly says, oh yeah, they were very much in love. And then they jump over to talking about Linda Thompson. So, hi Mystic. This is not much I don't know about Elvis. Oh, that's great, Harvey. Welcome to Team Elvis, my friend. Right, let's keep going.
That if he had been with, because those are two tremendously nourishing women. Both Priscilla.
That is right.
And
now, guys, I am a big fan of Linda Thompson. I love Linda Thompson. We've got her book. Let me show you it. I do like to get me books out. And we are going to start reading some more of Linda's book. Now, one thing I have noticed that Linda does get a bit of a backlash. There are people that are upset with Linda to do with money. So this is Linda's book. We have read, I think, about 5 or 6 chapters of it. We will start reading the book again. I like Linda. I just want you guys to know I'm a big fan of Linda Thompson. I think she was stunning, absolutely stunning. I think Elvis met her at just the right time, not long after he'd split up from Priscilla. There's a movie on YouTube that's called, what's it called? Let me just get the name. Elvis and the Beauty Queen. Don Johnson. Don Johnson plays Elvis. Now, okay, Don Johnson doesn't look anything like Elvis, but I like the way he does the funny bits. When Elvis is being charming and funny and how he gets to know Linda, all that kind of stuff. I like the way Don Johnson does it. He captures Elvis's humor, even though he looks nothing like him. Yeah. I actually quite like that film. I know some of you don't like it. It's low quality. I think it was 1988. I think, it's on YouTube. You may as well watch it, guys. It's interesting. I don't know why, but whenever I watch it, it always reminds me of Lindsay Wagner on The Bionic Woman. For some reason, the woman that plays Linda reminds me of The Bionic Woman. So I like it, guys. So I want you guys to know I am a fan of Linda. Even though she has made mistakes, she has said things she didn't need to say. She did put certain things in her book that she didn't really have to. I still like her. She has spent her whole life talking extremely beautifully about Elvis. Her interviews talking about Elvis are beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, she does every now and then drop a bomb. She'll say a few things I think she could leave out, but she's great and still beautiful, still beautiful.
Linda, I know Priscilla a little bit. I know Linda very well.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe he was just with the wrong people at the wrong time at the end? That if he had been with, I don't mean to lead you into saying things, but do you think he'd stayed with one of those two women, he'd still be alive today?
Well,
Before she answers, do you think if Elvis had stayed with either Priscilla or Linda, he'd still be alive today? Many of you say that Linda would have saved him. Many of you say Linda would have saved him. Priscilla, I've never heard that. I've never heard. Remember, Priscilla wanted out. Now, there's different opinions on some people say that it was Elvis that demanded the divorce. Some people say it was Priscilla. I personally think it was Priscilla. And the reason I think that is because Mike Stone clearly says it many times that when Priscilla got with Mike Stone, the karate champion, that she made it very clear to him she was having a divorce. Priscilla told Mike Stone, I am having a divorce. It is going to happen. Some of the fans like to say, oh, no, it was Elvis who wanted the divorce. I don't agree. I think it was Priscilla. I think Elvis, a Christian man who didn't want to break up the family, who wanted mum and dad home for Lisa. I think the last thing Elvis wanted was a divorce. Just my opinion. I do think they were unhappy. I do think Elvis didn't want to get married. I do think Elvis was forced to get married. But I also think if Priscilla had stayed faithful, I think Elvis would have stuck it out because he would have wanted to do the right thing as a Christian man, as a father to Lisa. Just my opinion, guys. You don't have to agree with me. Just how I feel. So let me just quickly read your comments. You got Mystic Werewolf. I'd like to think in another universe, Elvis and Anne Margaret are together as a normal couple and not a celebrity. So I'm a massive supporter of Anne Margaret. I love Anne Margaret. I know all about their romance. It was beautiful. It was very real. And we know that Anne Margaret, right up until she got married, was deeply in love with Elvis. It just wasn't meant to be, guys. I know that many of you would have loved to have seen Elvis marry Anne Margaret. I have my favourites. I love Anne Margaret. I think she's great. She always speaks beautifully about Elvis. She keeps a lot of things close to her chest. She isn't one to badmouth Elvis. She does say that he was surrounded by people that were not good for him. She also says that many people spoke about Elvis in a way that was very unfair and quite cruel. She deeply loved Elvis. But were they going to end up together, have kids, get married? I don't know. I don't know, guys. But many of you guys, Elvis fans, would have loved to have seen Elvis marry Anne Margaret. I know that. So Teresa's not here. She absolutely adores Anne Margaret. Let's have a look. So, yeah, don't worry about typing mistakes. We don't worry about things like that. So let me just see. Don Johnson is hot. Yeah, Pat, he is. Still is, I think. Still a good looking guy. I loved Miami Vice. Miami Vice was brilliant. He just didn't look anything like Elvis. But I like the way he played him. I like the way he shows Elvis's humour. I really think that. So Pat says Priscilla was never there. Harvey. Priscilla said that Elvis spent too much time with his friends. Yes, she sure did. Now, Harvey, I just want you to know something. Let me get the book. I don't believe almost anything in this book. The book Elvis and Me, written by Priscilla, 7 to 8 years after Elvis died. I think it's a pack of lies. I think there's so many lies and the truth being twisted. I think the whole point of this book was to make Elvis look bad, to make Priscilla look like a victim. I also think that Priscilla at some point in the early 80s realized she could literally say whatever she wants about Elvis and everyone believed her. I really believe that. I think Priscilla thought, do you know what? The public are quite gullible. They believe everything I say. Yeah. And she wrote that book, which was completely unfair to Elvis. Elvis obviously had passed away. He can't defend himself. So she wrote a book, reinvented history, rewrote history, and the whole world fell for it. The public around the world fell for it. Many millions of people fell for the lies in this book. Many millions of people. The public don't really know the truth about Priscilla. We do. We've done our research. The public are fooled into believing that Priscilla saved Graceland. It's not true, guys, in my opinion. Many of the public think that it was Priscilla's idea to open the Living Museum. It's bullshit. Many of the public think Priscilla saved Elvis's legacy. It's rubbish. The fans saved Elvis's legacy. The public would, I'm sorry, I don't like to be rude. The public in the 80s and 90s were fooled into believing all the bullshit, were conned, tricked by this book and many interviews that Priscilla gave over the decades. The public just believed every word she said. This is so unfair to Elvis, because Elvis couldn't jump up and defend himself and say, that's not true. That's not true. He was dead. God rest his soul. And then more damage to Lisa Marie from Priscilla. Extreme damage to her own daughter. So we've been reading some pretty scary books. We've been reading books like this, which expose the sexual abuse of Michael Edwards. This show is for entertainment purposes. It's our opinions. This book exposes Michael Edwards, the guy in Terminator, the male model, the boyfriend of Priscilla for 6 to 7 years. This book exposes the sexual abuse allegations. We've been reading some pretty tough stuff, guys. So, a very hard book to read. Yeah. So, you get the picture. Don't fall for the brainwashing. The public was spoon-fed and brainwashed into believing a pack of lies by this book, and every interviewer in the world, in every country on TV, believes every word that Priscilla said. Priscilla's biggest lie that I found out recently is that she said that they didn't have sex till the night of the wedding. Now, Lisa's book, From Here to the Great Unknown, where is it? I've got it here somewhere. Lisa's beautiful book, From Here to the Great Unknown, clearly says Elvis slept with Priscilla age 18. Age 18. So Priscilla has been lying for 40 odd years that she lost her virginity to Elvis on the night of the wedding. This is one of the biggest lies, and it's all part of the fairy tale. This is a fake fairy tale. A fake fairy tale. And Priscilla has been lying, even recently on the Piers Morgan show, lying that she lost her virginity to Elvis on the night of the wedding is bullshit. If you're able to lie for over 40 years about such an important fact, you can lie about anything. Anything. Let's just read a few more of your comments, guys. So Josie, hi Josie. She wanted the divorce, but he divorced her. Yeah, I know that, Josie, but I know that in 73 it was all made official and that Elvis finalized all the paperwork, but she wanted that divorce. She demanded it. And I think that is an important factor for me. That's just my opinion. Okay. I actually do think, even though Elvis was unhappy, even though their relationship was a joke after she'd been unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, just after Lisa Marie was born, Priscilla was unfaithful. I don't think Elvis would have ever agreed to a divorce unless it was forced on him. I think for pride, she allowed him to file for it. This is just my opinion. Remember, Elvis is a Christian man. He didn't believe in breaking up a family. He wanted mum and dad there for Lisa. Lisa came first to Elvis. So in my opinion, the divorce was forced through by Priscilla. Do I think Elvis and Priscilla were happy? No, I don't. I think they were very unhappy. But the Elvis that I've grown to know, he isn't the type of man that would have wanted a divorce. He had a very humble, very innocent upbringing in Mississippi Tupelo. Very old-fashioned guy, loved the Bible, loved the teachings of the Bible, obviously a good Christian. I don't think Elvis would have wanted a divorce unless he was forced to do it. That's just my opinion, guys. Yeah, no, I've seen that. Denise, I know. I understand that Elvis is the one that actually banged. We've all seen the pictures, haven't we, guys? The day they divorced. I still think if you listen to Mike Stone's interview, and he did it on 2 different interviews, Mike Stone made it very clear that Priscilla demanded the divorce. Demanded it. She had a plan. When Priscilla chose to make a beeline for Mike Stone, the karate champion, in around 1970-71, she had made up her mind she was going to divorce Elvis. She had made up her mind. This is the point I'm trying to get across. I don't think Elvis would have married Linda. He found out she was having an affair with the piano player. Thanks, Josie. Yeah, it's complicated with Linda. It's complicated. But I do think the first year they were together almost every day and they were very happy. Look, I know a lot of people are against Linda. I know it. Yeah. I'm not. I don't choose to be one of those people. I really like Linda. I think Linda was very good for Elvis for the first year. Now remember the person who sent me this book doesn't talk to me because we disagree on Linda. Yeah. I know how passionate people are about Linda. I choose to like Linda. That's just how I feel, guys. Yeah, the mystic, Anne Margaret and Elvis were eternal soulmates. I agree with that. That's lovely. Let's have a look. Oh, thanks, Harvey. Right. Prissy only had to be married for 5 years to get all she wanted off Elvis. Come on, I completely think that the marriage between Priscilla and Elvis was a total farce. I do. I don't think Elvis wanted to get married. I do think he was pressured into it. 100%. I think the whole marriage was a joke. But Elvis still took it seriously because of the way he was brought up. He was a decent man. Elvis has many women even when dating, if in a long relationship. Well, it's not straightforward, Nicola. It isn't as simple as that. If you really break down each year, Elvis always had a reason why he would move to the next woman. Yeah. It wasn't because he just wanted to shag everything. Elvis wasn't a serial shagger. He didn't just want to sleep with everyone. He fell for women. He fell in love. Then he would move on. A lot of the time, Elvis wasn't even interested in sex. Seriously, guys. sex for Elvis, I think, became quite boring. He wanted companionship. He wanted to be with someone he respected, someone he trusted. So it's not straightforward. So Nicola, Elvis didn't like Anita nagging him, laugh out loud on the phone call between them. Yeah, we've played the phone call, but come on. Elvis was in his early 20s. He wasn't ready to settle down. So when Anita was giving him a hard time and he called her a nagging old whatever it was, we all laughed at the phone call, didn't we? But come on, she shouldn't have recorded that phone call. Nick, but I am a massive fan of Anita Wood. A massive fan. We've been reading her book. Where is it? We've been reading her book. Here it is. Once Upon a Time, Elvis and Anita. I think we're on chapter 5. I think we're on chapter 5. We're reading this book on Elvis Presley fan on keto. I'll be honest with you, because Elvis wasn't ready to settle down, I actually feel sorry for Anita. I do feel sorry for Anita. Elvis, he was at the beginning of his career, really, still booming, wasn't it? Booming. A beautiful man. He just wasn't ready to settle down. So unfortunately, she did want to settle down. She did give up everything for Elvis, even a movie career, but Elvis just wasn't ready. So unfortunately, she did have her heart broken by Elvis. And I also feel that he chose the wrong girl as well, because Priscilla, for me, I think Priscilla was the wrong choice for Elvis. I don't think Elvis saw the real Priscilla until she got older, until after she had Lisa Marie. I think once Lisa Marie was born, that's when Elvis gets to see the real Priscilla. I really believe that. If you heard the song Fairy Tale, Elvis sang that song, how he felt about Priscilla. Yeah, we've heard it. I understand. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, Josie, I do think Elvis truly loved Anita Wood. I really do. I think he truly loved her. I'm loving reading her book. I'm going to try and read another chapter today on Elvis Presley fan on keto. I can see Harvey's got loads of excellent Elvis possessions. Priscilla collaborated with Sofia Coppola. Hit piece movie made my blood boil. Mystic, that film is a joke. Mystic. Sofia Coppola's film Priscilla is an absolute joke. The guy who plays Elvis looks ridiculous. And the storyline is a complete pack of lies. Just the fact that they made the film Priscilla, Sofia Coppola's film, based on this book says it all. A massive mistake by Sofia Coppola. A massive mistake. We keep hearing fake news, don't we, that there's going to be a part 2. It's bullshit, guys. There's not going to be a part 2 of Priscilla's film, Priscilla. Come on, it didn't make any money, really, did it? Might have made a little bit. The other thing, we keep hearing that there's another book, part 2 of this book. We did a couple of live streams on this the other day. I'm now being told that the publishers have pulled out of making part 2 of this book. The publishers have pulled out. I don't know all the facts. I just keep getting told it by quite a few Elvis fans. Nicola, oh yes, he loved them all. Josie, that's true. He was very good to his women, wasn't he? He made them feel special. They all say it, all of them. You see the interviews of all of them, whether it be Mindy Miller, Linda Thompson, or Anne Margaret, all of them. They all say Elvis made you feel like you were the only one. Even Anita Wood said it. He made you feel like you were the only one. He even changed his name to Vince Everett, which was Elvis' character. Yeah. Do you know what? Jailhouse Rock was on BBC One the other day, wasn't it, guys? So I watched it. It was brilliant. I watched it with my little 4-year-old son. My 4-year-old son loved it. So Pat says it was the Memphis Mafia guys that told Elvis to fire. Yeah, maybe, you know, the procedure, the administrative procedure of a divorce in America, I don't know it, but Priscilla demanded it. I don't care what anyone says. I've done enough research to know Priscilla demanded that divorce in 72. As soon as she was found out, the tail end of 71, maybe early 72, she demanded it. And we know it was finalized in 73. Yep, Denise, I agree. Elvis was pushed into getting married. I agree with that, Denise. Thank you. And even Pat, what Pat's saying, it does seem like there was some kind of revenge at play here. You know, I think when Priscilla went after Mike Stone, because it's very clear from Mike Stone's interviews, she chatted him up. She chatted Mike Stone up, the karate champion. I do believe there was revenge involved. I do. I believe that. There could still be revenge now, couldn't there? Because there's so much wrongdoing over the years, over the decades. It makes you wonder why. Why so severe? Even the book, it does seem like it's a way of getting back at Elvis. Now, is it because of all the Elvis, obviously, through the 60s, up until he got engaged to Priscilla, did have other girlfriends? Was this Priscilla's way of getting back at Elvis? But remember, when Priscilla moved to Graceland, I think it was late 62, early 63, she knew Elvis lived as a single man. She knew it. When Priscilla first moved to Graceland, just under 18 years old, she knew that Elvis lived as a single man. They weren't engaged. She hoped that he would settle down. She hoped that he would calm down. Yeah. So she knew what she was moving to when she moved from Germany to Graceland. Yeah. I'm not much for any of Elvis's women, laugh out loud, but I liked Anita and Anne. Yes. Now Josie, I liked, June Junico. I thought June Junico was lovely. Thought she was one of my favorite, definitely. We've all seen the beautiful romance on YouTube in those color footage of Elvis in Biloxi with June on the fishing trips with his parents. Beautiful footage. So I'm a big fan of June Junico. Let's have a look. Anita kept him in line. Yeah, Josie, she tried to, but as we get into the book, she lost her grasp of Elvis, didn't she? She lost her grasp of Elvis. I do truly feel that Elvis truly loved Anita Wood. Honestly, she's beautiful. I love Anita Wood. Stunning, beautiful, talented, clever, loyal, innocent, everything that a girl should be in the late 50s, early 60s. She had it all. She had it all. Josie, in Kathy Westmoreland's book, I think she says Elvis and Linda had an open relationship. It's possible. I think towards the end, yeah. After the first year, who knows? I mean, I don't know that for facts. I have been told by quite a few of you guys that she was unfaithful. So Karen, yes, I heard Billy say he needed money for a house. I'm not sure what that is. In my opinion, Priscilla trapped Elvis and got pregnant. I think a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that. I mean, we weren't there. We don't really know the whole truth. Now, I'm not going to completely dismiss that Elvis liked Priscilla, because I just think that's too much. I think Elvis did like Priscilla. Maybe sometimes loved her. I think, you know, we know from the situation with Anita and Priscilla that Elvis was in a dilemma on who to choose. So I'm not going to dismiss the feelings that Elvis had for Priscilla, because I don't think that's fair. sometimes we can be too loyal to Elvis. He liked her. He fancied her. She was beautiful. Now, did he want to marry her? 50-50. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He kept changing his mind. So now did she trap Elvis and get pregnant? It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. Elvis was never involved with the one that he was with longer. He may have loved them. That's it. Who was the girl in Palm Springs that he visited? Sandy. In 1977, she was sat on his lap. Sandy. It's a good question. Do any of you know the answer to that, guys? I wouldn't believe what Priscilla says in the next book. Well, if Denise, I'm not convinced there's going to be another book. I keep being told that there's not. Then I keep getting told that there is. Now, do I think Priscilla may write a book one day? Yes, I do. Yes, I do think one day we will see another Priscilla book. I definitely do. She can't help herself. She cannot. She'll want to set the record straight. She'll want to disagree with many of the things that are in Lisa Marie's book, From Here to the Great Unknown. So yeah, she's going to write another book one day. I think. Yeah, Lamar Fike, Nicola, Lamar Fike said some pretty horrible things, didn't he? Scotty Moore was a good friend to Elvis. Let's have a look. Guys, your comments. We've got loads of comments today. What's going on? You're on it. Out of Priscilla's own mouth, she said, when Lisa Marie was born, Lisa ruined her marriage. I'd like to read that somewhere. Pat, I'd like to see where you read that. When she first came to Graceland, she was chasing somebody already to cheat with him. She just couldn't help herself, and then had an affair while pregnant and got caught out, and then had the one with Stephen Peck, the dance instructor. Now, Josie, do we know who she was chasing? We've brought this up before, haven't we? Could you tell me the name of the person she was chasing? I think he was a singer, wasn't he? I think we discussed it before. Can you just say his name for me, please? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm sure we'll listen to, sure everyone will listen to your lovely songs, Harvey, of course. Let's all subscribe to Harvey, yeah? Subscribe to his YouTube channel. And again, Mike Stone got caught out again. Let's have a look. Yeah, June was good, but no one got in the way of their relationship. I love June Junico, and she was beautiful. Harvey, the best way for you to get subscribers is to join the Facebook page and post your link on the Facebook page, Defending Elvis Presley. Also, join our 24-hour chat on Facebook Messenger, and everyone will subscribe to you. Please do it. Share your pictures, share your memorabilia stuff. We will love it. We will find it very interesting. What part of London are you in, Harvey? My parents came from New Cross in London. My parents. Let's have a look. Harvey earned. I think Elvis was truly trapped when he slept with Prissy at 18 by her parents. It does seem that way, Josie, doesn't it? It does seem that way. The Memphis Mafia guy said he loved Priscilla but didn't want to be married. Yeah, I see that. But I also think the love changed. I think where obviously you've got the type of love that is sex, but then you've got a completely different kind of love that is the mother of Lisa. The mother of Lisa. I personally think the love Elvis had for Priscilla changed to the mother of Lisa. Yeah, it was after she was unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor in 1968, just after Lisa was born. I don't think Elvis wanted to have sex with her because she'd been with another man. he moves on and he starts seeing the girl from the 68 comeback show, the girl in Live a Little, Love a Little, Susan Henning, doesn't he? So things changed after she was unfaithful. This is what I believe. Could you imagine how shocked Elvis was when he found out about Steve Peck, the dance instructor, months after Lisa Marie was born, that Priscilla was sleeping with him? Could you imagine the hell that put Elvis through? Obviously, if it had become public knowledge, that would have been horrific for Elvis. So they really struggled, guys. I really believe that their marriage between 68 and 1970 was completely fake. Completely fake. Honestly, guys. So when they were visiting Tom Jones, visiting Muhammad Ali, they did the award ceremony and a few other bits. They had a fake honeymoon. It was all just a front. Elvis didn't want to publicly divorce because he knew the whole world would be talking about it. The whole world watched them get engaged, get married, have a baby. So to have a public divorce for Elvis because of her unfaithfulness with Mike Stone, the karate champion, the whole thing was horrible for Elvis. Horrible. So I believe that between 68 and 70, the whole marriage was just fake. I really believe that. This bullshit that people say that Elvis wouldn't sleep with a woman that's had a baby is bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Completely made up crap. I don't believe it for a second. And it's a possibility that it's Priscilla that started that rumor. Yeah? Elvis wouldn't sleep with me because I'd had a baby. It's just rubbish. Susan Henning had had a baby. We're all shook up. Oh. Yeah, I like Freddie Starr. He's funny. He's hilarious. Freddie Starr's hilarious. And he actually sings Elvis quite well, doesn't he? Come on, Freddie Starr in the 80s was, and the late 70s was massive. Massive. Right. Let's have a look. The singer Prissy was chasing was the young... Yeah, that's it. Mylon Leverve. We looked him up, didn't we, Josie? And we found his videos. He's a great singer. Mylon... Yes, I have heard that she was chasing him around. But he loved Elvis, and there's no way he would have anything to do with her because he loved Elvis. He respected Elvis. So he's a good guy, isn't he? Mylon Leverve. Right. Mylon even visited Graceland, yeah. So Jane has met Freddie Starr. All right, Pat, I'll look that up. So, Pat, you've sent me an update on Bridget, how she wants to tell all about Priscilla. Right, I definitely will look at that, Pat. Thank you, Pat. After this show finishes, I'll go and find that. At 18, he found out she was no virgin and it changed. I agree with that. Josie, I fully agree with that. Pat, that would be great to hear and tell. My brother-in-law was an Elvis impersonator in the 70s. Susan Henning was a beautiful lady. Yeah, we've all watched Susan's interviews. She's stunning. She speaks beautifully about Elvis and their little romance they had. We've all seen the video footage of them, you know, canoodling, kissing, cuddling on the 68 comeback special. And I'm pretty sure she was in Love a Little, Live a Little. Or is it Live a Little, Love a Little? Yeah, pretty sure she had a small part in that, and that's how they met. And yes, she had a child. So it completely dispels the bullshit that Elvis won't sleep with a woman that had a child. It's just bullshit. So, let's have a look. So I'm trying to catch up with the comments so I can play the rest of this video. So Susan Henning had a 1-year-old daughter, the actor Robert Logan, in her ex in 68, and they were seeing each other. Yeah, she had a child. So it just completely trashes the bullshit that Elvis won't sleep with a woman that's had a child. It's crap. It's one of the most repeated things that is said to me. Oh, of course Priscilla left Elvis. He wouldn't sleep with her because she'd had a child. It's such bullshit. Don't fall for it, guys. I love it when the ladies sit Elvis down in the chair. Let's have a look. Yeah, he was great, Josie. So you've applied for The Voice. Well done. Live a little, love a little. I never get it right. Live a little, love a little, love a little, live a little. I always get confused. I like the jeans that he wore in 68. Oh yeah, Tanya. He looked the biz. Right, let's play a bit more of this.
I believe if he had been with Priscilla, he would have been alive today. I really believe that. Now,
so to hear it, guys, this is where I'm going to disagree with Mary Jenkins. If he had stayed with Priscilla, he would be alive today. Me, as an Elvis defender, she's trying to keep Priscilla happy. She's trying to keep Priscilla happy. I don't want to dish her, Mary Jenkins. I don't want to put a negative spin on it. But she's trying to keep Priscilla, who is very powerful, who is in charge of Gracelands. She is the boss of everything. In 1989, she was power. Graceland power. She made all the decisions. So we have to be careful when we're watching these old interviews, what is really going on behind the scenes. Okay, guys?
Linda was good to him. She was a sweet person and she was real good. And she really seen after him.
What about Graceland? Were there always that many people around? You always hear stories. He had 65 people and they were all downstairs. And
never way. Well, he loved it. He just loved the crowd. And he always wanted somebody. All of the fellas that worked for him, he always wanted them to be there.
Now, those are some pictures of Graceland. Obviously decorated by a straight decorator.
That is his dining room.
Yeah, that's his.
And that is the pool room there.
And what else have we got?
Now that is the dining room.
Again.
The pool room bit reminds me, Billy Stanley, I don't know if you know this, a few of you guys, like obviously new people, that Billy Stanley said when he first met Elvis Presley, it was at the pool table. Elvis was playing pool and Billy Stanley was only, I think, 7. So Billy Stanley is a friend to our channel and we do speak to Billy. And he has asked us to read this book, which is why we're reading 1 chapter a day of The Faith of Elvis. Elvis speaks to us through this book. So I'm really enjoying reading that book.
Yeah. When they had it in red. And they changed it back to the way it is today in black. And that is the hallway, that's the entrance hall leading upstairs.
Does it still look like that today? It's now a tourist attraction, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And do you work there still?
No, I retired 10 months ago.
So you must have made some... Did you make good money? What did you start with? What was your original salary?
Well, when I first started off there, after everything was taken out, I brought $48. Well, at that time, to be working in a private home, that was good money.
Yeah.
At that time.
And what did you end up with?
Well, with $265.
But he also gave you your house.
A house. The house that I'm in now, he bought that house for me.
Guys, could you imagine being bought a house? Amazing. Yeah, Karen, I know about Barbara Lee. She had also had a son, yeah, and he was dating her. Another more proof that this bullshit that is said about Elvis won't sleep with a woman that's had a child, it's just crap. It's just crap.
What about the drugs? There were so many drugs.
Well,
Right, here we go. Now, remember, I have strong opinions about Joan Rivers. Now, she calls it drugs. I'm a massive believer that Elvis was chronically unwell, a very, very sick man with many chronic health problems, and he needed a lot of medication to get him through the day. Obviously, Elvis got more unwell as he got older. Initially, it is just to stay awake, to go to sleep. Elvis had extreme insomnia. But as we go into the 70s, Elvis becomes more unwell, and he turns to his doctors, his nurses, his pharmacists to help him with all these terrible problems that he had in his body. Also extreme constipation, many other things, glaucoma, he had heart problems, liver problems, breathing problems. We could go on and on. Elvis needed his medication. So Joan Rivers will call him a druggie, as if he was a street druggie trying to get high, trying to get stoned. No, he was a very unwell man that just turned to his doctors for help. Now, did Elvis get addicted to some of these prescribed medications? Pretty obvious that he did. Did Elvis overtake them? It seems possible, but he was a very sick man. What I would like Joan Rivers to say is Elvis was very sick. What prescribed medication did he take because he was so sick? Instead of making him out to be some kind of street druggie. We know that Elvis was against street drugs.
Are you aware of it?
I never seen him look like he had no kind of drugs in him. And I was there day and night, and I never seen it.
But you know it was so. I mean, it was proven to be so.
Well, they said, but I never. I just can only say what I've seen. But the only time I would see him, he would just be resting and just be sleepy.
Right, so you see that, guys? You know, this is good. I like that. A nice, honest comment from Mary. Elvis wasn't hanging around trying to inject and shoot up and snort coke and smoke pot and get stoned. He was just unwell. He couldn't sleep. He had the worst case of insomnia you could imagine, the worst constipation. He had a twisted colon, an enlarged colon. He even had breathing problems. His liver didn't work properly. Some say he even had arthritis. Some say he had bone cancer. My point is this. Elvis was a sick man. So he would take whatever he could to get through the day, to perform, to wake up, to go to sleep, to relax, to do 2 or 3 shows a day, to be alert during the making of movies. Elvis needed his prescribed medication. But of course, Elvis needed his prescribed medication. But of course, the medication had side effects, made him puffy, made his tummy get extended. He did start to get very unwell. He was a desperate man. He didn't know which way to turn. In the mid-70s, he was becoming very sick. He didn't know what to do. He was desperate. All he could do was turn to his doctors, his nurses, his pharmacists. What would you do? If you were becoming very unwell, what would you do? You would turn to your doctors. Whatever the doctor had for you, you would take it. You would turn to your pharmacist. Obviously, Elvis was a wealthy man. He could employ a doctor. He could employ nurses. But the bottom line is, what did he really want to do? He wanted to get better and get through the day. He wanted to do his performances in concert. That's all. He wasn't a pill-popping junkie, which is the way that Joan Rivers will portray him.
He'd just be laying down resting. And whenever he come home off his trips, he would always come home to rest. And that's what he would do.
Do you ever sing around the house?
Yeah.
Did you ever listen and say, getting a free concert?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We would have a time. When he'd wake up with a good spell on him, we'd have a good time. He'd pick the guitar, pick us some old blues. He said, I'm going to pick y'all some B.B. King blues this morning, Muddy Water blues. And he would do that, and we would just have the best time.
What about his favorite song? Was there any one thing that he always sang? Do you remember that at all?
Well, most songs that he would sing that I really would like, I liked all of them, but church songs. Now, he really precious Lord. He always would get up mostly singing that.
Now, were you there when Lisa Marie was born?
Beautiful.
Yes, I was.
And do you still keep up with her at all?
Yes, I do. But since she had the baby, I haven't got a chance to see her other baby. But
beautiful.
I didn't even know that the baby was born, and that my mother was in the hospital. They came out to the hospital and interviewed me, Channel 3, about the baby.
It's funny how, well, life continues and life goes on.
Yes,
And how nice to have you on the show. And the book is called Elvis, Memories Beyond Graceland's Gates.
That's
and
right.
I thank you very much for being with us, and we'll be right back.
Now, I did find that quite interesting. Guys, we are all going to jump over to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. So, Harvey, we're all going to jump over to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto now. So, but I just that interview wouldn't have been too bad if Joan Rivers hadn't have spoke about Elvis with the drugs in the way that she did. Generally, the interview was interesting and enjoyable. I just wish that people didn't automatically lean towards, oh, let's make Elvis look like a druggie. I don't like that. So I defend Elvis against that. So guys, thank you, Harvey, for joining us. Harvey, please join Elvis Presley, the Defending Elvis Presley Facebook page. Join the chat. We can carry on. But we are now all going to jump over to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. And just in case you don't know, Harvey, on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, we also discuss our health. It's to do with the keto diet and what we eat. So it's a double channel. Yeah. We don't do Defending Elvis on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. We keep the defending here on Defending Elvis, and then we do the light-hearted stuff on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. So can I ask you all, guys, can I ask you all to jump over to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto? All you have to do, Harvey, just type in on YouTube, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, go to the live streams, and we'll be there. We'll be there. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Let's just, I wonder if it, I'm just going to click on this a minute. 1 second. I just see, I wonder if it does let me have a link. I don't know if it does. Probably not. No, I don't think it's going to. So Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. It will come up. Okay, guys. So I'll see you there in a few minutes. 5 minutes. I'll be there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make a cup of tea, and then we're going to jump on there with it. In 5 minutes, we'll be there. Okay, guys? Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. I love it when new people